剣信仰と信玄公を相手に
加熱。そうですね。追撃される可能性は高いでしょう。
よう、今日はどうするんだ？また来てくれよ。
天下の大泥棒五右衛門様で知恵比べなら
いらっしゃいませ。本日はどのようなご用件で？ありがとうございます。いらっしゃいませ。本日はどのようなご用件で？
私
ありがとうございました。
Hey, what's up, man?
剣信仰と
加熱。
だが静ヶ岳に
そうですね。
知恵比べなら誰にも負けんぞ。天下の大泥棒五右衛門様で
It's going all right. Called my mom and grandma for Mother's Day.
いらっしゃいませ。 本日はどのようなご用件で？
Dude, how do I get rid of him? I actually don't like having to unlock the characters. Just all the, like, fun ones, they make you do this stupid stuff.
ありがとうございました。
I don't know how to get rid of him. I don't remember how to do this. I can't get him to go away. I have them in the team, like, why is it not working? I don't even have him in the freaking team, like... Ugh. So I, like, don't want to ever play those characters, they suck, especially Goemon. He's, like, always the worst character.
竜の野心誰にも
Like,
阻め
not
る
include him. He sucks. Force you to do this. I don't get why I can't change the on-screen character. I don't remember how to do that. I'm getting really annoyed. Plays this freaking fat bozo. He sucks. I don't remember how to do this. Why does my favorite character have to be locked between these shit characters? Goemon is always awful.
いらっしゃいませ。本日はどのようなご用件で？
Hate this Bond stuff. Just want to just
いらっしゃいませ。
beat the level and
本
unlock
日
it
は
that
ど
way.
のようなご用件で？
I don't even know if this is working.
いや、ありがとうご。
One character I really want. I gotta do this stupid Bond shit. Leveling the relationship is dumb. I don't care about it. Plays this for the story. Did it even save my money?
よ
I still have the money. I don't remember how to do this. Fuck this. Yeah, and you have to fight in a battle with them, which is even worse. They're horrible characters. Oh, okay. They said wait till chapter 4. Alright. Yeah, I forgot about this whole mechanic completely. Alright, well, shit characters are gone. Awful, awful characters. No thanks, man. Actually, Goemon, I think someone did a tier list of this. He actually is the worst character in the game. Out of like 140 characters, he's the worst one. The level they use to like tier the characters, he can't even clear it. He's that bad. Pretty funny. About what you would expect, though. That moveset has always been bad, and they've never changed it. They didn't even bring him back in Samurai Warriors 5. They didn't even bring him back. They could have, like, redesigned him and made him not garbage, but, no, they didn't do that. He is not in that game at all. Could have at least given him a better design, but
よ今日は
probably
どうす
for
る
the
んだ
better, since everyone is cloned in that game anyway, so he would have been stuck with a crap moveset again. Better for him to be gone. I definitely think he deserves to have a not trash moveset, but not gonna happen. I don't think they consider him to be a important enough character to... Definitely funny though. I was looking at the tier list for this last night. He actually is like the worst character in the game. of like 135 characters. You can't even beat the level. This is 3 Ultimate.
また来てくれよ。
気を
こ
よ
やつって
わしのふ
気になだきちゃ
やつが
よ
あだ
義軍め超支流いざ参る。
A lot of my favorite characters are really
背後を
good in
取ら
this
れて
game
は反撃もままならん。ここ
because
は
the way that
敵を
the
振り切り
system works, or
一気に生徒を目指す。
their R1s.
南西の道は
It's
すで
kind
に
of why I
断た
felt
れ
like
てしまっ
playing
た。
this again.
北西の道より生徒を目指すぞ。
奴らはすでに袋のネズミだ。包囲を絞り追い詰めよ。
報告します。曹操率いる敵本隊が接近中とのこと。
我らは兵士があるの口を閉じられる前に
さあ俺と勝負だ。覚悟しろ。悔しいがここは引かねば。敵将討ち取ったり。覚悟しやがれ。ひとひねりにしてやるぜ。死を剣だ。貫く。置いておけ。次は容赦しねえぞ。
気象俺が生きた
お見事な武勇にございます。
I have the physical copy of the original version of this game. I bought it. That was like one of the first things I did when I moved here. I imported it. I was so excited. The game definitely didn't disappoint. Still one of the best WO games. This game has a lot of clones, but the way that they did it, they handled the clones is better than games that came after this, because the clones have almost completely unique movesets. Other games, they have like 1 or 2 moves that are unique. It's always the same problem with clones, is that they try to make them different, but the reality is one is always going to be better than the others. So it doesn't even matter that they have different moves, but a lot of the clone movesets in this game are really fun. This game is a weird... It's in a weird place in the timeline. Basically, Dynasty Warriors 8 was out around this time, but there was no Samurai Warriors 4 yet, so they used the designs and movesets from Dynasty Warriors 7 and Samurai Warriors 3. And Dynasty Warriors 7 had a lot of clones. In 8, they made everybody unique. There were no clone movesets. In this game, to get around it, they're like, we're just gonna still have the clones, but they're more unique. They kind of have it. It's kind of hard for them to make new games of this series compared to the other ones. They basically have to have like 2 new games, 1 game in each franchise to make a new one. Whereas with like the One Piece games and stuff, they can make as many as they want. With this, they have to. There has to be a new Samurai Warriors and a Dynasty Warriors. So. Still took a really long time for Warriors Orochi 4 to come out. That was like a good couple years. That game is kind of weird in the timeline too, because Dynasty Warriors 9 was already out at that point, but Samurai Warriors 5 was not. So they had to go back and use all the stuff from 8 to make it. Pretty much the only time the franchises really lined up was the first 2 games. The first 2 games were both based on Dynasty Warriors 5 and Samurai Warriors 2. The other 2 was a weird spot. They can't crap these games out as fast as they'd like. This would basically have to be like 2 games to make 1. It's interesting.
どうしたバチョ、一見にして寄っとるぞ。生徒へ急がねばならぬと思うと、その到着を待ちわびている。すまん、秀吉殿。やはり復讐の念を消すことができん。
お見事な武勇にございます。
この過去を現状が相手をしてやろう。これが本当の勝負よ。俺が戦場で遅れを取るとはな。敵将、俺が討ち取った。
It's actually quite a bit different from Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. Yeah, they churn out a lot of those games, just like these Muso games, but they don't really have any limit. You know, they can put one out every year. These games are pretty unique. They have a lot of recycled assets and stuff, but they actually are really limited in how many they can make, because they need a new installment in both franchises to make one. Well, the problem with making another Orochi is both of those games have a metric ass ton of clones, so they can't make another one of these. It's not possible for them to make another one. This game has a lot of clones, but they made everyone play unique. But it still has less clones than Dynasty Warriors 9 and Samurai do. Both of those games have like a 50-50 clone to unique ratio. I'm sure they want to churn these games out because they sell well and people really like them. They have a lot of content and stuff. And your favorite character is always going to make the cut, but logistically they can't. I think they know that there's a demand for another one, but both of the new installments are not in the position where they can make another one. They have way too many clones. Samurai Warriors 5, especially, game is so many clones. No way they could make another one. I'm sure they do. Reviews and reception for these games has gotten worse. Probably like realizing they can't release too many more crap games. It's the problem with these games when they try to change everything is they have such a huge roster. It's like not feasible to make like 90 movesets. But having your favorite character be cloned sucks. I like Dynasty Warriors 9's combat. It's just repetitive. That's the only thing. It's a fun game. I enjoy playing it. But it just gets old fast because it's such a small moveset. A lot of the movesets are really homogenized.
わしらは曹操を倒さねえならだからすいませんけどな今お前がなすべきこと正義っていうやつをもう一回考えてみてくれ
お見事な武勇にございます
あなたとラッキーの少なくとも大きく思っているようもっと楽しみたいところだすまない急いでいるんだ
There's supposed to be some Muso games announced this year. I don't really know what they can announce. Probably another collab game. Thing is, like, they can't make another One Piece one either. The story in that game that series has not progressed to the point where they can make another one. Those games print money good. Unfortunately, they kind of have to go off what the author is doing, and that series is never ending. So, I'm curious what they're going to announce. Seems like I don't know what they can really announce at this point. A lot of their mainstays like this, they can't make another one. Yeah, they haven't really talked about that game at all. They haven't really said anything about that game at all. I hope it's better than the first one.
今俺は語る言葉を持たん
The first one was Clone City 2.
槍を
Lots
振
of
るうの
clones.
み我が前に立つならば斬るのみよ私の知略に勝てるとお思いか
Hello. Going alright, how are you?
ことがそのまま負けではない敵将俺が討ち大した気迫
No, not yet.
その源
I gotta hack my Switch to do that.
俺たちの勝利だ
家具屋から話すべての国これす
いやいかどた
Well, if the Fire Emblem game has as many clones as the first one did, people are gonna hate that game. Main complaints with that game was how many clones it had, and the selection of characters. No, the selection of characters I didn't care about, because I don't play Fire Emblem. I never have, and it's not my kind of game, but everybody hated the clones. I know the roster in Fire Emblem Muso had a lot of recency bias, meaning like the last couple games that came out, those were like the main ones that they had. Which sucks. I mean, I understand that, even as somebody who doesn't play the source material, but the clones was a problem too. Clones and recency bias. The new one is I think it's based on the latest Fire Emblem game, from what I understand. So it's obviously gonna have recency bias. But the first one was supposed to be like a celebration of the whole franchise, and they really just had like the newer characters. At least they won't have that to worry about. I mean, that's something at least. There's been no sign of whether the characters are cloned or not, which, if you ever played a Muso game before, you know that's a bad sign. That's a very bad sign. Samurai Warriors 5, they announced it in like an interview or like an article or something. And they waited until like the last minute. They knew it was going to piss people off. I mean, how does it not piss people off? The game is claiming to be a reboot, but then they still have clones. Actually, for the first time they had clones, because there never were clones in Samurai Warriors before. Except for Kunoichi and Nene, who are like half clones. So, hopefully the new one delivers. I don't think it's going to be much better if the new one is kind of focused on one game, but still a pretty high chance there's going to be a lot of clones. But yeah, they did kind of advertise the new one, the last one, as like a celebration, but had a ton of recency bias, so pretty much just the new stuff. Just like anything else, people don't always like. People don't always like the new stuff. They want the old stuff. I don't know, the first Fire Emblem, the way it was, even if it didn't have so much recency bias, it still would have been disappointing, because the characters that people actually wanted instead of the new ones would have been clones anyway. There's no winning. No winning with that game, really. They could have put in everybody's favorite characters like Ike and stuff, but he still would have been a clone. Like, not much would have changed. I don't know, they haven't shown any gameplay of that game, so I'm not really excited for it yet. Just like One Piece, I'm not a fan of the source material at all, so the game has to deliver strictly on gameplay. It's not like stuff like the Kamen Rider Musou game and Power Rangers Battle for the Grid and stuff, where I actually am like invested in the roster and stuff. Fire Emblem and One Piece is just like, just give me a good game. I don't watch, read, or play any of this stuff, so... Doesn't have good gameplay, then not a whole lot else there for me, at least. Oh, I forgot to answer your question. It feels about the same. That this will be the best version of the game once I get the emulator running. But I have to rip my copy first. It's gonna take some time to do that. Yeah, this has no microtransactions at all. It has all the DLC. Zero microtransactions. So I was shocked. Hyrule Warriors is pretty boring, not gonna lie. Gameplay in that is not very interesting. It's pretty one-dimensional gameplay-wise. It's not a bad game at all. It's not a bad game at all, but gameplay-wise, it's really boring. You just spam your most powerful attack over and over and over. And the grind is insane, so You gotta think of it like, for me personally, I don't mind a grind. I like grinding, but the game itself, the gameplay loop has to be fun. And my problem with Hyrule Warriors was the game wasn't really that fun. The combat wasn't fun.
へいへい、悠々の頼みなんでな。ここは通さないぜ。悪い、ナタ、やられちまった。
Yeah, the original one. That game is kind of boring. It's a better celebration of Zelda than the Fire Emblem Warriors game is, because they don't. The game has like no recency bias. They have like characters from like Link's Awakening, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time. The roster in that game is a lot better than Fire Emblem for sure. But gameplay-wise, it's just a boring game. There's no depth to that game at all. But if you're only in it for the fan service, Hyrule Warriors is way better than Fire Emblem Warriors because it actually has a roster of like old stuff and new, not just new stuff.
同感で僕が負けたのは間違いなんだ。間違えた。直さないといけない。おかしいな。こんなことありえない。二度も人間に負けた。そっか。人間には旋回の力が通じにくい。僕も弱いわけじゃ。強化の仕方を間違えたんだ。
俺が打ち取ったダッキー、我より逃げることはかなわぬ。おとなしく誰の持つものを差し出す。
スサノオさんはしつこいな。皆さん、か弱い私を狙うムキムキ仙人をやっつけて。
追い詰めたぞ、覚悟せよ。
覚悟するのはそっちだったりして。見くびらないでね、スサノオさん。
いい腕をして覚悟しやがれ。ひとひねりにしてやるぜ。
Can't stand these maps that have to go all the fucking way around. I hate that about these games. Just spawn the guy right next to me. It stresses me out because the AI is dumb as dirt. Definitely like that about Warriors Orochi 4. You don't have to babysit anybody. It's just... You just get your ass over there and beat shit up. That's the fun part. Alright, well, this should help. This map had to be so big. I actually really like how, as you get to the end game in this, you move faster than the horse. You legit move faster than the horse, so the whole process of having to get on the horse and get off it is gone. I definitely prefer the Musou games where you don't have to use the horse. That's what I like about the One Piece, Fire Emblem, those games.
短慮なる人の子、我が前に立ちふさがるつもり。力で押しても堅くなに隠
You
す
just
のみ。
you just sprint.
ならば
ご苦労様。じゃあ私は行くところがあるからじゃあね。
The second Hyrule Warriors is alright.
化けの皮が剥がれま
The
すかね
combat is way better. But the frame rate sucks and the grind in that game is insane.
やったぞ我らの勝利だ
It has a lot less grind than the original Hyrule Warriors, but
なおキャッ
it's still too much. There's too much RNG. Like, I completely cleared the game and I still didn't have optimized builds for anyone. Like, there was no content left. like that shouldn't happen. If I've cleared most of the content in the game, I should have at least a couple optimized characters. No, I put like a couple dozen hours into that game, played it to completion, and I still didn't have anything because the RNG is terrible. The frame rate is really bad too, but the frame rate is only part of the problem with that game.
人の子はついわたわ
The frame rate is pathetically bad too, but there's a lot of other things wrong with that game. Attack speed is like one of the best things you can get in that game, but it's like impossible to get. It never drops. And you could play the game forever and never get it, which is kind of dumb. I had fun with it for what it was, but it also gave me a headache playing it too. As the frame rate was terrible. Nintendo really needs to put out a more powerful Switch. The Switch is a lot like the Vita. They put like a lot of the games you really want on it, but the hardware can't run it. So it's like it's a monkey's paw thing, because I was a Vita owner too. I had a lot of games on that platform. It was the same thing. It's like, yes, they can put this PS4 game on there, but it's gonna run like trash. And you only have 6 buttons, so you gotta use that weird back touchscreen thing, which was pretty non-replacement for for an actual like trigger buttons. The Switch really is the Vita too. It really is. It's the exact same thing. They have the games you want on it, but the hardware can't run them. So the problem with Age of Calamity is trying to put Breath of the Wild assets into a Musou game on really weak hardware like this. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I guess it saved money in the long run because they got to recycle a lot of assets, but it would have been better if they made something like this, more simple, flat terrain, no crazy Breath of the Wild stuff like being able to set grass on fire and electrify water and stuff. Because ironically, once you get farther in the game, like, you never use any of that stuff anyway. It's just there. They tried to be really ambitious with that game, but the hardware can't handle it. I mean, Breath of the Wild as it is, like, barely runs on the Switch. But then, like, they got the bright idea, like, hey, let's take Breath of the Wild and put, like, 50 characters on the screen at all times. On the same underpowered, outdated hardware. I'm surprised the game was as good as it was. I liked it enough to finish it, but it would have been a lot better with less RNG. Less RNG, a more balanced grind, and better performance would have made it a lot better.
曹操に率いられ場所
曹操殿に援軍をいただいた
超支流いざ参る
幼者襲来までの時間は多くはあるまい。急ぎ進むとしよう。
劉備殿と民には中央を進んでいただきます。家康殿と曹操殿は南と北を進んでください。民の安全を確保するため敵の注意を引いていただきたいのです。
よし、行こう。龍馬を退け、民を安全に逃がすのだ。
おお、老婆が群れて生徒を襲っておるわ。この隙に生徒をわしのものにしてやろう。
かの砦を放置しては危険ですね。早急に制圧してください。
俺にお任せよ。
I haven't played that much Zelda either, but the Hyrule Warriors roster, the first one, I was still able to appreciate it. They had a lot of the games that I had played. They had Ocarina of Time, they had Link's Awakening, which I played when I was a kid. Definitely a better overall roster than Fire Emblem Warriors, for sure. Although, to be fair, the difference between those two franchises is Fire Emblem was barely selling copies until the 3DS ones got popular. It makes sense. At the same time, it's like the game is supposed to celebrate the whole franchise, and it's just got the new guys in it. But I can see why it was done from a business standpoint. We're just gonna put the guys in the games that actually sold instead of the ones that didn't sell. Zelda's always sold a lot, so I guess they could put more like legacy characters in there. Imagine the chaos if they make a Star Wars Muso, like they keep hinting at, and they only have characters from the sequels. People will hate that. I could see that happening though. So a lot of times with like collab games, they can't put in who they want. They get told to put the new characters in because they're trying to push merchandise and extra movies and stuff. KOF All-Star just had a Street Fighter collab where it's painfully obvious that was the case. Painfully obvious. Like they put Luke in that game, right? And like nobody likes that character. He's lame. His fighting style sucks. His character design sucks too. But they got forced to put him in because he's the new character and he's going to be a big part of Street Fighter 6. A lot of people don't really remember that too. Like, if you think it's stupid that, you know, this popular legacy character is in a game like this, and some new guy that, you know, hasn't had a chance to really prove themselves is in it instead. A lot of times the company that owns it, they force it on them. I would totally not be surprised if there was a Star Wars Muso and they just had like Kylo Ren and stuff. You know? Obviously people are going to want to play as like Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. And like the story will have like a massive focus on the newer characters. Happens all the time. It was painfully obvious with that happened with the KOF All-Star collab. It's like every other character is a super popular one. The ones that have been around since forever: Ryu, Chun, Akuma, and then Luke is just there. It's like, obviously people would have preferred like Guy or Ken or like someone else like that. But nope, Luke is there. Because they forced them to put him in. The Star Wars Muso roster would be very interesting. I can tell you right now, a lot of really popular characters wouldn't make it. You have to put like a decent chunk of the roster would be like the new movies.
その動きも計算でちです。さあ連動を出しましょう。撃て撃て、龍馬どもを近づけるな。法政、今です。
Muso Stars was trash. The only good thing about Muso Stars was the roster was really fun. They have a lot of really cool characters in Muso Stars. They have William from Neo. They have Tokiden characters. Really fun roster, but gameplay-wise it was boring. Barely any content. The grind was lame. But if you play a lot of Koei games and not just Muso, it definitely had some value. It's like the fan service and stuff, but you're in it for the gameplay. It didn't have much to offer. And I could say the same for Hyrule Warriors either. That game is very basic, vanilla gameplay. But it has all the characters you want, and it's got a lot of stuff to grind for, so for most people that's enough. Muso Stars is just like, I don't understand who it was for. Because they have a lot of like non-Muso stuff in there. They have Tokiden, they have the Atelier games, they have Neo, like... I don't think people who play the Atelier games, which are like turn-based combat, like simulation games, really like to play a Muso, and vice versa. I don't think those demographics have a lot of crossover. Most of the people that play Muso don't touch Atelier. Vice versa. It's kind of a weird game. You get what they were trying to do, but just like realistically, like somebody who plays stuff like this is gonna care that an Atelier game is in there. There was some decent crossover, I would argue. They did have like William in there from Neo. Neo is not a Muso game, but still a really heavy melee combat focus, so some people did try Neo.
Hey! 何をする? 離さんか! あなたを放置しては後の禍根となります。おとなしくしていただきましょう。
お二方はすでにたどり着いたか。お待たせしては申し訳ない。急ごうぞ。
私の知略に勝てるとお思いか。ことがそのまま負けではない。
敵将、俺が討ち取った。
の覚める戦ぶりお見事。
Muso Stars was a bomb. That game was a failure, pretty much. If you like a variety of Koei games and not just Muso, then you really like the roster, but there's just nothing else to that game. Gameplay-wise, the only thing I liked about it was that they had the dash cancels, which are really fun. There's no horses, you just sprint. It really didn't have much content. They really padded it out. It's mostly just play the game over and over again to get different endings, and most of it was about those furry wolf people that were like original characters that no one cared about. So it's a weird game.
お前が敵に回ることがあれば迷いなく撃つ。
It's like one of those things they thought was a good idea in the meeting, but then when they actually made it, they realized that like nobody really wanted it.
歩みを止めよう。
劉備殿と曹操殿が再び手を結んだ。皆が一致団結して幼者に対抗しとる。誇ってええぞ馬長。これがお前が貫いた正義じゃ。
いや、俺一人の功績ではない。義殿が皆が支えてくれたからだ。故に俺は誇ろう。調子に浮き上がってきた仲間たちを。
メスが出る。
危機は脱したようだな。では小田原城へ向かうとするか。幼者討伐の戦を始めるためにな。佐野、我らは自らの手で未来を開いてみせます。俺たちの勝利だ。あれが
There are some nice things about Samurai Warriors 5. It's not a complete failure, but still not what you want. It's not what you want. Honestly, any reboot that has as many clones as that game has is a shit reboot, period. It's like if they rebooted Star Wars and they like didn't have Luke Skywalker. The thing that makes Samurai Warriors 5 worse is that like there was no Samurai Warriors game for like 6 years, and they come back with that, and it's like it's very clear that they obviously were not working on that game for 6 years. There's no way. That game feels like it got crapped out. Like they crapped that game out in like 1 year. And like they wanted to do more with it, but they weren't given the time and money. So you get this game that's just... It's not a good reboot, period. It just isn't. Reboot shouldn't have half the cast be cloned. I'm sorry. Like, that makes no damn sense. Well, the thing about Samurai Warriors 5 is you would think with clones and having so few movesets that they would be created equal, but they're not. There's some trash movesets in that game, and like 4 characters use that weapon, so good luck. The Naginata in that game would be awesome in any other game. The problem with the Naginata is the whole thing is about air combos in a game where you can't combo anything. So you get stuck in the air, you're doing all these crazy slashes and stuff, and they just hit you on the ground. So it's like, okay. Did you even play your own game? Like, you have a moveset that literally does not function. A lot of the moves launch you into the air, but the enemy does not get launched, so you're hitting nothing. Baffling.
幼者の出現。
超支流、いざ参る。
ヤシオオリを用いて幼者を打ち払う。それまでは全軍守備に徹せ。下手に手を出して被害を広げてもつまらん。
天地に満ち満ちるこの圧倒的な力よ。我なるようこそオロチ様の新たな姿。魔王ここに神聖せり。
Got a classic playing here. Jump onto the battlefield. Hot jams right here.
大したもの。あれほどの存在を退かせ。
幼女はもう一体おります。ご油断なきよう。
No.
オロチが現れたよう。ここまでは正義の王国だ。
王国が真実ならばオロチもすぐ片付こう。進軍を開始せよ。
これは興味深い。以前のオロチ様の姿形をしておる。中身はうろよ。新たなオロチ様が吐き捨てた氷に過ぎんか。ああよりあやつらのもてなしは我が愛が務めよ。
賛同か。待ち伏せがあると考えるのが当然だな。 軍を2つに分けよう。一方が襲撃を受けたら他方が救援するのだ。
なに太公坊さん、ずっと私を見てるけど監視のつもり？
信用されているとでも思って
心配しなくたって裏切らないわよ。私が望んでたのは魔王オロチ様。あんな蛇でも抜け殻でもないわ。
よーし今だ。竹の矢を打ち込め。稚拙な策よ。北の別動隊に伝えよう。弓兵を指揮する将を撃てとな。
幼稚すぎてつまんない策ね。さっさと指揮している人を倒しちゃって。
いい腕をして
Ah, that combo was clean. That combo was clean. I like it. I don't like the combat in this as much as 4, but there's still some cool stuff you can do to mess around.
来たな。ここで外るがいい。これも予測のうちよ。別動隊を奴らの背後に回り込ませろ。
頑張って考えた方かな。でも背中がガラ空きなのよね。
骨ごと噛み砕いて。期待通りの働きだ。
敵将討ち取ったり。
骨ごと噛み砕いて。これぐらいにしといてやる。敵将、俺が討ち取った。いい腕をしている。
Oh, there's that guy over there I should probably take out. It's probably a generic Diamondback. Yep. Good old generic officer.
あの場所は。せいぜいあがくがいい。俺が討ち取った。
実に素晴らしい。
貫く。よし、今だ。
今だ。
飛ばせ。超支流剣山。
Do you know, the voice actor for Zhao Yun? He had a voice pack in Phantasy Star Online too. I made some videos. A couple years ago. They had a lot of Muso voice actors in that doing their exact Muso voice. They had Masaru Yukimura is in that game too. He has a voice pack you could buy. Those are fun videos. I can't make any more of those though, because that was on the Japanese version. It got IP blocked when New Genesis came out. Yeah, I had all those voice packs. Alright, that shit was clean too. Oh yeah.
伝令、曹操様は生徒で勝利。劉備らとの連合を果たしたとのこと。
ならば我らも役目を果たさねば。
俺は興味深い。常に感じる力。
黙ってもらおう。俺が何者か知っている。
一時の勝利に酔うがよい。すぐに絶望を味わうことになるゆえに。
幼者出現の記憶の本を直し、私はあの時幼者からこぼれ落ちた愚地のかけら、それが私だ。
自分が何者かの決めつけぬすべ己と生まれ持つものではない。生きる中で形作るものなのだから。さすがですな。将兵らの士気も高まりましょう。危ないところでした。援軍感謝いたします。これはオロチの力で閉ざされているな。我らの術では歯が立たぬようだ。だが主天童子、お前ならあるいは
この扉は私と同志のものを
Warriors Orochi 4 syndrome right here.
解除できる。
Don't stop talking. Open the door. Thank you.
おお、私に手を貸すといい。
Glad this track is playing. It's a classic, old school track. Damn cutscene fucked up my combo.
オロチが2人とは由々しき時代。先ほどの幼者の方が嫌だ。
Best character in this game is Ushu. Breaks this game to shreds.
良い
もいつ
それは少々厳しい。
He has he can basically beat the game with one button. He can do the hardest content by pushing one button. Actually, if you're interested, here's a tier list
我らの役目は果たし
that
友軍と合流する小田原城へ
another
向かう
respected member of the community made.
我らの勝利だ。
Yeah, he's top 3. Kai Wenji is broken too. Because you can stay on the horse and kill everything. She was like the farming character, if I remember correctly. Play as that character to grind out the ones you actually want to play.
それが何それが
よう、今日はどうするんだ？また来てくれよ。よう、今日はどうするんだ？
Made a mistake.
Yo, 今日はどうするんだ？ また来てくれ。
Alright, folks. I think I'm gonna hop off. I got it's a kitty sitting day for me, so I actually want to go to the store and grab some snacks, so I think I'm gonna wind down a little bit, walk to the store, and then head over there. I should be streaming over there, no promises. I feel like it tonight. Probably play, maybe some Knights of Valor. Maybe, gotta do service game homework too. So, we'll get that out of the way, and then I'll probably play some emulators. It actually is a Switch emulator for mobile, but it runs like really bad right now. But yeah, it's 4:30. I'm probably gonna go over there in a couple minutes because I want to leave early, so I can go to the store and grab some snacks. I'm running low on snacks right now. I took care of groceries, actual protein, fruits and vegetables and stuff, but I have like barely anything to snack on. So I want to go knock that out, and then I got to go straight to my neighbor's house. Depending on what I have to do there, I don't know if she wants errands to be run or what else. I should be streaming over there. I'll probably play some Aethergazer, some PGR. I don't remember if I have anything left to do on KOF. Probably like a half hour of that, and then the rest will be emulators. So we'll play more of this tonight. There doesn't seem to be anybody in town that can hack my Switch, so I don't know when that can happen. But eventually I will have the best footage of this game on the internet. That's the plan. And I think this game deserves it. But right now I'm limited by the fact that my Switch is not hacked. I don't have the copy of the game ripped. The emulator's not a problem. I'll pay for the emulator. But yeah, I got to get all those things first. So in the meantime, we're going to grind out the file, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll see you guys probably like, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, 2 hours. I'll come back and I'll do my kitty sitting streams, which are very different from these. I play different games. I play like I play my service games. I play emulators. Those are the main things I play. So I've had some people ask for older games. That's kind of what I'm doing right now with these two. But if you want to see me play older games, I don't really make exclusive videos for them, but I do stream them like 5-6 days a week in about 2 hours from now. So if you're up for that, I'll see you there. If not, I totally understand. The quality over there on those streams is not that great because their internet is not as good as mine at home. They don't pay for the best internet plan because they're kind of normies. They don't game or stream or anything, so the internet's completely fine for them. But from my standpoint, as a content creator, the streams aren't really the best quality, but they're pretty chill. I just play like just random stuff, service games, old games, and stuff. But I will be playing more of this tonight, so I'll see you guys then. ETA about 2 hours.